of Commerce and Industry has commended the federal government on its recent actions to cut down the cost of governance in the country. According to a statement made available to newsmen by the Director General of the Chamber, Dr. Chinyere Amona, the government's decision to reduce the number of public officials on foreign trips and the suspension of all public-funded foreign trips for government officials is a positive step towards a more economically stable Nigeria. LCCI emphasizes that this commitment to public accountability would reassure citizens and companies, fostering a sense of trust and confidence in the government's financial management. Meanwhile, LCCI calls on the federal government to ensure fiscal transparency, including the exact figures allocated to statutory transfer in government budgets and amounts allocated for constituency projects undertaken by legislators in the National Assembly. The federal government has pledged its commitment to patronizing local meter manufacturers in boosting local content development and fostering growth in the industrial sector. The Minister of Power, Mr. Adebayo Adelabu, assured support for local manufacturers investing in domestic production during a working visit to Momas Electricity Meters Manufacturing Company, Memmcol, in Mowe, Ogun State. We have details in this report.
The Minister of Power has continued to visit the generating stations, distribution companies, and others in the electricity value chain. This time is the turn of indigenous meter manufacturers, and Momas Electricity Manufacturing Company in Mowe, Ogun State is an export of call. After a brief presentation by the chairman of the metering company, Mr. Kola Balogu, the minister and his team moved around the facility to gather first-hand information on the level of production of prepaid meter and human capacity involved, quality and quantity produced periodically. The minister, after the tour, agreed that with necessary support and adequate funding, Nigerian meter manufacturers can help bridge the present metering gap, which stands at about 8 million units.
Apart from supporting and encouraging them, we must also incentivize them by providing the conducive atmosphere that will make their production activity in terms of cost and other considerations to be competitive with the imported products. And lastly, we need to patronize our local manufacturers. I'm impressed with what I've seen. I've seen the production process here, and I can confirm to you that I'm quite impressed with the local content of the products of Momas. Sincerely, I never believed they had such production technology. So it's about even over 80% of the content is done locally. So I'm quite impressed.
I want to appreciate the minister's effort to reconfirm the belief in local capability and do the full inspection of our facility. And he has confirmed that to you that we have what it takes to make Nigerian proud in terms of manufacturing meter, and we can meet our local need in terms of volume.
For the chairman of Momas, he believes that in Nigeria, where every household will be metered and pay according to level of consumption is possible, he highlights some challenges and also proffered possible solutions.
We need more of such commitment, not by promising, but by action. Make funds available for us to be able to buy raw material and be able to export if possible, because we can take advantage of the new African doctrine of exporting. So we can export to all parts of Africa. You can see we design from scratch, and that capability is not in doubt because we comply with all the various standards that Nigeria has set and the global best practices in terms of design.
What we have seen today, I want to say thank you to the Honorable Minister for being so proactive by visiting all the meter manufacturers. It's a good thing, especially for all these local meter manufacturers now. They start producing and they will be empowering more of our engineering graduates.
The minister reassured the public of transparency and proper management of power sector under his watch, stressing that President Bola Tinubu is keen on improving power supply across the country.
Nigeria Shippers Council is set to go paperless by August 2024 and also implement the integrated custom tariff nomenclature for revenue generation. Executive Secretary of the Council, Mr. Pius Sakuta, announced the move during the Council's strategic retreat in Abeokuta, Ogun State. Ifunaya Eze reports.
During the 3-day retreat in Abeokuta, Ogun State, discussions centered on the theme Unlocking the Potentials of the Marine and Blue Economy for Rapid National Economic Development. Mr. Pius Akucha emphasized the Council's commitment to technology for full paperless operations by August 2024 to aid effective service delivery.
We recognize the importance of efficient information management in driving our goals, and that of technology as well. The Nigerian Shippers Council remains steadfast in its commitment to ensuring that the marine and blue economy sector significantly contributes to our nation's GDP. Our performance will be rigorously assessed on a monthly, quarterly, and annual basis as we strive to meet and exceed our expectations.
This retreat is the last operating year of the Council's strategic plan for 2022 and 2024, 2022 to 2024. Thus, it is giving us the opportunity to assess the effectiveness or otherwise of this plan.
The Ogun State Governor, represented by the Secretary to the Government, Mr. Tokumbo Talabi, highlighted the Council's role in advancing the Marine and Blue Economy Ministry's goals. Mr. Pius Akuta also reaffirmed the agency's dedication to meeting presidential performance benchmarks.
The importance of Shippers Council or marine and blue economy for rapid national growth, it's no longer hearsay, because one, everybody is looking at what we can take out of Nigeria now in terms of exports. And if you look at the initiatives that are going on as we speak, almost all the states are moving on to realizing the potentials of their agri-produce.
As stipulated in the signed bond, the Nigerian Shippers Council has committed to achieving several significant deliverables, including 1. Development and implementation of a national policy on marine and blue economy.
Mr. Akuta further stressed the importance of implementing the integrated customs tariff nomenclature for revenue generation and urged the amendment of the Shippers Council's Act to grant regulatory authority as port economic regulator. Ifunanya Eze, TVC News, Abeokuta, Ogun State.